All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Central Valley Business. We are live around the world on the internet today. Thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Scott. We have a packed show today. I think we have, 12 or 13 guests, Michael? It's a lot today, so we're going to get right to it. Jim Lanas, my first guest today from TeamPlayer HR. I'm assuming you can handle anybody's HR needs.
Well, yes, but it's really more than that.
Okay.
86% of the current employed people in the United States want to change their jobs. And it's not because of lack of skills, because they don't like their environment. And so that's a major cost to the organization as well. 50% of a CEO's thought process during the day is worrying about recruitment and staffing. So yet again, and it's not just a local issue, it's a global problem. And they talk about skill shortage, but if you keep your people and you train them, there will not be a skill shortage. It's just basically because people leave, they don't want to invest in them, figuring they're going to go somewhere else. So, and the cost of that is about 3 to 4 times to an employer of the salary. When they to lose someone, it's about 3 times cost of salary, annual salary.
It's expensive to find a new employee.
Well, yes, to get them and find them and keep them, yes, as well, but you lose them definitely. However, it's not getting any better; it's getting worse. Research just came out the other day about 76% of they call the Sunday blues. 70% of the surveyed said they hate to go to work on Monday. Well, look at the impact of performance regarding that fact. Retention. It affects retention. It affects productivity. It affects performance. It affects your clients and your customers.
Wait a minute. It took a study to figure out that people don't like to go to work on Mondays?
Well, you know what?
I could have told them that.
No, but it really comes down to, Mike, is basically you have to quantify. I mean, basically, if I just said something, it has a baseline. And to show, one way to make sure it's getting better or worse. Because the same thing, the research was done the year before, and do you think the year before was lower or higher?
50-50, I don't know.
It was actually lower, so the following year got higher.
Okay.
Which means that it didn't get any better, it got worse. And the cost of that to the economy is phenomenal. And TeamPlayer HR has the ability to find compatible colleagues at work. You get engagement, you get retention, you get performance, you get a good team. And that's the basic of the crux of that. The patented technology, it's new and innovative. It's not a test. It's where it's basically right now. If you wanted to, we can take your phone out and you can take TeamPlayer HR right now. We can compare how compatible we are. It's instantly once we complete the 15-minute questionnaire, and no one sees the answer, just sees the results. And with that alone, is basically it can make an impact in how we handle people as we venture human capital.
Now wait a minute. I want to make sure I understood that. You do a 15-minute phone survey. And that tells you a lot about somebody?
No, you answer a series of questions, I answer a series of questions, and afterwards we complete it, we can compare how compatible we are.
Oh, okay.
No, it's basically, it's a standard questionnaire. It's designed by 3 PhDs, and beta tested, 3 years of research, 2 years of beta, and it works.
Well, so when you do that for a business, the business answers and the potential employee answers, and
actually,
you see if they're compatible?
Yes, but the business, what's organizational culture? Organizational culture is accumulation of individuals. So if I'm going to work for you in a new business, you should take TeamPlayer HR, and I take it, and then we can compare, because you're going to lead my life. You're going to control my life at work. And if the more congruent, we say more significant agreement, congruent that is, the better performance we're going to be, and the better we're going to perform and communicate. Less problems. I mean, if you think about, they call chemistry as kind of a generic form. This is a way to kind of ground what the chemistry looks like between people. And as an example, is that say if I'm applying for a job and you're the line manager, so they compare my EAM and all the other candidates' EAM, meaning intrinsic matrix profile, means you've taken the questionnaire and basically that's kind of the accumulation of your information. So you've taken it and we compare all the EAMs in order, who's the best match to the least best match, and you're the benchmark because you're going to control my day at work. And being at the bottom doesn't mean it's bad, because I can find somebody or find somewhere else where they're better matched than that current match there. That's what's unique about it.
I just wonder how accurate that survey is. I know whenever I would fill out a survey for work, I would answer in the way that I thought the boss wanted me to answer.
You're exactly right, because that's a psychometric test. We're not a psychometric test. We're actually of questions regarding the work issues and situations. A test is basically saying, yeah, you can run a 4-minute mile. He can or she can run a 4-minute mile. And so you got all these 4-minute mile runners, but they don't get along. What good is it? That's the kind of standard test. TeamPlayer HR is so innovative, new. Is basically we want you to find those 4-minute mile runners, but we want them to work well together as a team. and TeamPlayer are able to determine which of those individuals work better together than others. And you can find places for new application, new way of thinking, new technology, and it's actually a game changer in how we handle and manage.
Okay, I'm not sure I got the answer to my question. How do you know people are answering the questions honestly?
Well, you know what? You can't game it because you don't know who you know. As an example, if you're going to taking a test, yeah, I like making 100 phone calls a day. Yeah, I love networking. I love people. In reality, you want a job. You're going to answer what you think they want.
Sure.
Well, TeamPlayer question design, you cannot game the questionnaire. It's about how you view a situation, how you look at a certain stuff, how do you view perspective of the world. It's about you. And if we get people about that, because no one sees the answers. The secret sauce works it out in regard to saying how people compare and compatible with each other. See, it's a whole different thinking. And your question is very valid because it's what you're familiar with. That's what's all been out there. We're that new in the concept and application that new. And that's a challenge for us to get the word out to people. Say, well, yeah, I do get it. Because, look, let's take the Olympics at one time. Relay team. The fastest, they fast anybody else running, but they didn't get along each other. And look what happened to them. And I think 2004, I believe. Well, what's the last two Olympics ago? And what happened? They didn't pass the baton. There was everyone would be there. Everyone
They were out of sync.
Yeah, exactly. But if you find people that are willing to work together, that minimizes that. You increase performance, you increase engagement, you increase your bottom line.
Okay, so that's what your company does.
Yeah. Well, we get the people. We help you find the right Actually, TeamPlayer HR is designed to give you information to make an informed decision. We're not telling you what to do. You decide what you want.
So you don't say, this is the person to hire. You give them the results and say, these are the top ones you can hire from?
Exactly. You choose.
Yeah.
Because, it goes back to, and no one, it's so objective information, not judgmental, that basically we're saying, here it is. You pick who you want, but base it in order from 1, 2 to 10, or 100, or 1 to 100, or 1 to 10, or 1 to 50 of people in order. Top was the best, below them, not a good match. Mm-hmm. But being at the bottom doesn't make a difference because you might be first compared to another line manager, to another supplier, another supervisor, or another company.
All right, here we're almost out of time here, but I just have to ask this. So I'm compatible with this line manager on this test. I'm number 1 on the list. I get the job. That line manager leaves. I'm not compatible now with the new line manager. Your whole test result goes out the window.
Well, first of all, remember, it's not a test. I have to make that very distinct, not a test.
Questionnaire.
We have to questionnaire correct. The thing is, basically, the employer should realize that because it could be utilized, the new line manager, that can be determined, we're going to hire this person, and they're going to work with these 10 people, lead them. You can compare their aims to theirs to see if there'd be a good fit, because I'm sure the employer already allowing to happen, you use the same test, same TeamPlayer HR aim to be able to find the right manager for that group.
I think I know what you're saying. That the company should use your test to hire the new line manager to see if he's compatible with the employees that are already there.
Exactly.
Very interesting. All right, Jim. How can folks find out more about TeamPlayer?
Well, TeamPlayerHR.com is the website.
TeamPlayer.com.
TeamPlayerHR.com. And of course, my email address, you want some more information, is jim@TeamPlayerHR.com. And I'm willing to share any more information in detail because it's a paradigm shift in how we view, how we select people, and how we do that. We're actually new technology, new application with good results.
Have you ever flown on an international flight?
I do it all the time.
And filled out the customs form on the way back?
Yep.
Where they say, are you carrying nuclear materials? Would you answer yes if you were carrying nuclear materials?
I have, so far, the ones I haven't seen that answer yet. And I just came back from the UK, by the way. Yeah, and I didn't see that.
I just got back from Italy. Yeah.
Were you on vacation?
Working vacation, yeah.
Well, actually, I'm spending a lot of time because I'm actually launching TeamPlayer each other for the global impact.
All right.
But I didn't see that question on my form coming back to the U.S.
Well,
or going to England.
It's changed in the past few years, but it used to be on them, and I just used to laugh at it like, who's going to answer that honestly if you really are carrying nuclear materials? Jim, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you. Jim Lanas from TeamPlayer HR here on Central Valley Talk.